Welcome back to Hot Rod Guy Garage, and today I'm going to address some things from the comments on the 65 Ford Mustang, the car flipper video, the botched job. So follow me along through the intro, and I'll be back. And guys, I had some people said that I should fix it for free, and unfortunately it don't keep my lights on, not at the house nor here at the shop. I can heavily discount it, but unless something happens with this YouTube channel and these videos blow up like mega huge, I would love to be able to fix it for free. So if you know anybody or any company that would like to donate the sheet metal that this car needs, I can get a complete list. If I can pick up a sponsor for sheet metal and you guys can blow these videos up on this car, I will fix it for free for him. But that'd be the only way that I can do so. Right now, anything that I've done, I'm not charged him. So if you want to see it fixed for free, 100%, guys, comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. I've reached out to MPD on possibly sponsoring the sheet metal, and they don't do any kind of sponsorships unless it's a veteran or, a charity. I'm gonna reach out to a few more, but if you know anybody that works in one of those big restoration companies, send them an email, send them a link to this video, and have them email me, because my email is always in the description. So back to the video. I just wanted to pop in and say that. Alright guys, a week has passed since I made the video on the 65 Mustang. If you're new to the channel and haven't checked that out, make sure you do check it out. It's going to be, somewhere in here. So I've had a lot of comments of people saying the car's scrap. I agree with them. Okay, 100%. Kind of backstory of how it got the disc brake conversion done. And it wasn't a me deal. My buddy owns this building. From time to time, he brings in jobs when I have the rack free in the lower bays. This was a him deal, where the owner asked me while he was here if I would take a good look at the car and make sure it was safe. So that's what I done. And as you've seen, that's how the video come to play. So the car itself, guys, it's very bad off. It's blatantly obvious in video. Can it be fixed? Absolutely. Am I going to fix it? Only if the owner agrees to fix it the way that I want to fix it. And that's going to involve probably putting some new panels in it and cutting quarter panels out. Can I salvage most of the metal that's hacked in this car? Possibly. The only good thing that they done in this situation is the panels are overlapped, so there is extra material to trim off and, put in properly. But that also raises a concern that it is Taiwan sourced metal and it's not the proper gauge. Will it ever be as strong as factory? Absolutely not. But could I add subframe connectors, or a subframe connector ties into the rocker panel to address this? Absolutely. So basically, guys, he's old. You know what I mean? He's in his 70s. Super nice guy. He's a buddy that owns his buildings. Family friend. So at this point, I'm kind of tied into at least trying to come up with a plan of repair. And I know what needs to be done. This metalworking is nothing new to me, and that's what I do for a living. I work on old cars, stuff nobody else wants to work on, like DeLoreans and, Fiats and Bosch CIS stuff. Cars that sat for a long time. And that's what I do. I've done it for a long time. So my big things were, and some of my apprehensive things about this car was, is it square? Can it be got back in square? And what's it going to take to get the car into a squarish shape, which is kind of at debate because these cars are not square from the factory. You know, most of the factory Ford stuff that was put together in the 60s, 70s, on up into the 80s, you have anywhere from an 8 to a quarter inch variance from what it's supposed to be. But the quarter panels should be, well, not the quarter panels, but the rocker panels should be level. And that's pretty much what you base everything on these cars off of, is the rocker panels being level. So a couple days ago, I made a community post showing that the car is not straight or level. Now, the way I've got it set up, it's not on a surface plate, it's not on a frame machine, it's on a concrete floor that I have checked for level, and it is, it's fairly level, guys. There's absolutely no reason a car shouldn't sit flat on 4 evenly set jack stands. So, what I've done at that point, I went ahead and done that because he agreed that we need to further assess the situation. Now, I had a lot of people saying he's stupid and he's blind, and he's jaded at what he bought. He sees a car that has, while it's a poor paint job, it is one color and looks good from 50 foot away, and that's all he's really wanting. He just wants something he can get in and drive and enjoy. So the big thing is, and why he was apprehensive to want to fix it my way the first time, is because I'm going to have to cut the quarter panels back out of the car to put the wheelhouses. Wheel wells, as some people wanted to correct me there, but they're actually wheelhouses in these. That's how they're sold. You can call them wheel wells, wheelhouses, whatever you want. The inner structure that ties into the quarter panel, because the quarter panel is a structural part of the car, just like the floor pans are as the rockers and stuff. The only things that are really not structural in these cars is the hood and front fenders and the trunk lid itself and the doors, which really the doors could be structural too, because they do help stiffen the structure when they are latched. So at this point, it's pretty bad. And I said that 100 times in that other video and probably oversaid it, as some people had brought up. But it can be fixed, and I don't know how we're going to go about fixing it yet. Like I said, I have not charged him anything. Another thing to clarify, I do not charge what other shops charge to do these kind of repairs. And that's how I end up with most of the stuff that's kind of orphan childs of repair. So this wasn't some big ploy or, a YouTube scam like you see on big channels to draw viewers. If you look at my other videos, guys, my channel was really not much before this video blew up. And honestly, I didn't expect it. I was just dropping it in there as another one of my shop videos. I ran into a similar experience with poor quality panel install like this car in my buddy that owns the shop's mom's 65 Mustang. If you look in the album that these videos are in, you go down, you'll see a yellow 65. Check that one out. I took that floor pan out with a screwdriver. What I did do, I was able to reuse that panel, because when there's poor quality wells like in this car, most of the time they come right out and it's not such a big deal, as in the case of this car. So from this point, I got the car back squared. I straightened the unibody out on it by some sort of miracle, which was more done cutting spot welds loose where they had welded panels in, and the car eventually relaxed back into the shape that it's supposed to be. I do have a rocker panel variance between the inner rockers from front to back, and that'll be something I'll have to address when I cut the full passenger floor pan back out of the car. Best I can tell, considering I still got the driver's rear pan, most of our variance is in the passenger side. But other than that, there was some more hidden things that I didn't see, and that's why I continued to work on it, because the owner agreed that we needed to uncover as much as we could in order to kind of come up with some kind of plan. Now, the cost will exceed the value of the car. And like many of you said, it's a $500 car, $2,500 car, $5,000 car. It just depends on how much you see the value of the parts that are here. Now, I have urged him several times to use his other shell. And what I'm hoping is when I get to the point of finally getting this car kind of squared up, he will come to the realization that it wasn't worth fixing, like I said in the first place. So it's one of those cases where you make something worse to make it better. He's not unreasonable. He's just, like I said, he's jaded because it's one color and it's somewhat, I'm not going to say shiny, but let's just say an eggshell finish. So I just wanted to kind of make this video to address a few things. And I'm not trying to get anybody, guys. I live on, this side of the poverty line where, I live week to week, not month to month or paycheck to paycheck, because I'm the one that makes my own paycheck. And I do have quite a few large jobs, including a 67 Fairlane that I'm supposed to put a roof on and a full set of floor pans. So if that gives you any kind of indication of what I do, I've had that car on my backlog for about 6 months. So not something abnormal. So at this point, I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to show you where I'm at with the car and what I had to do to get the car square, or somewhat square. So, as you go in here and you start doing stuff, as you'll notice, the quarter panel is out at the bottom. Well, when I put this car and it started relaxing, and by some miracle the door still opens. But what I went in here and done, I cut this pan loose here, and I cut it loose up the rocker. As you can see, there is a even bigger gap than there was before. So, still got a bunch of tar stuff to remove before any kind of welding would ever begin. But the bottom of the rocker was literally just sitting in there, and you can see where they drilled out the old stuff, and then I guess they used sheet metal screws and then tried to weld to it, but the weld actually didn't stick. So the quarter panel just ended up flopping in the wind. Same with the rear half. It's flopping in the wind too. Now I don't have a lot of room here because the door's shut. There was a couple of welds that I had to cut here, this one and this one, but the taillight was basically bolting these panels together, and the rear lower valance panel, which is propped up over here right now, was actually held in with spot welds that weren't holding instead of the proper screws. So I cut this weld too, but these weren't attached up here. These weren't attached up here at all, and the taillight was completely holding this rear panel in. And I could not get this car square up on the rocker panels until this panel was 100% loose and the taillights and bumper and stuff was out of it. And these spot welds at the wheel houses here were cut enough to let this assembly relax. At this point, I was just trying to get the car to, like I said, relax into position. All the gas tank screws had tension on them, and unfortunately it's got a full tank of gas, so I can't pull this out quite yet until I get some help here with me today to see how the structure around the tank is. I don't expect it to be any different. So basically, guys, it is, I'm not going to say what I should say, but it's the crap show that I expected. And I'm hoping at this point where you can see where stuff's not attached, how bad it actually is. So me trying to be the voice of reason, this car does have enough good donor metal to fix his other car. And I've done said to myself, if I can convince him, I will paint his other car. And that's something that I don't do for anybody else. You check out the cars on my channel. I paint stuff for myself and do this kind of work. 99% custom stuff. because of people's expectations. But the bar's set pretty low on this car, uh, you know, so I could spray it with a spray can Rust-Oleum and be a better quality than what it is. So I'm going to flip it back around. I'm going to show you this passenger quarter. I'm going to show you the passenger floor from the passenger side, and I'll be right back again. So, as you can expect, the passenger quarter's not no better than driver's quarter, along with the trunk lip. And one thing I did forget to mention was the trunk latch. Once I cut these spot welds out of this panel, it literally fell back into the trunk and broke off the bottom down there. So, once again, hopes and dreams of holding stuff together. And like I said before, you can see light there. You can really see it with the bumper unbolted. So the doors on this thing, while they still open and shut, there's definitely a door alignment issue right now. So I come in here, I cut this loose from the torque box all the way down the rocker and the cross. And that's what it took. Now, there's a lot of cleanup work and a lot of mess to straighten out. And I'm hoping if I get him to go to his other shop, we won't have these issues to address, like this Bondo shoved in a mirror screw hole where they mounted the mirror too far forward and it hit the vent window. So it's one of those cars where the more you look, the worse it gets. But can it be fixed? Absolutely. And another thing, I had some people saying it's a liability issue. It actually is. It definitely is a liability issue. But like I said before, guys, it's also a liability issue if I let him go. A moral liability issue. So I think if he'll fix it the way I want to fix this car, I can save it. Is it worth saving? No, it's not. So I just want, like I said, probably 10 times so far, I just wanted to update everybody and let them know where the car was at, what was going on with it, kind of some of the story behind the car. And as far as a car flipper comment, also, it was a private party sale. It wasn't sold at a classic car dealer. But it was definitely botched up for resale. And around here, we have a group of probably 20 people that do this stuff. Maybe not to this degree. A lot of them just buy cars from out of state, bring back, flip them, at a $10,000 markup. Unfortunately, he's got $10,000 in this car, and it's going to cost, like I said, at a regular shop, guys, it's going to cost him $20,000, $30,000 just to get it back safe. So what can you do with this? You can try to sue the guy that sold it to him. You could try to take it back to him and try to get your money back. But I can't express how a nice little old fella this guy is. He don't want to go that route. He wants to fix it. So he's wanting to try to make lemonade from his lemon, and I'm the only one that can really do it here. Especially local, because nobody else would touch it. So it's either I let it die or I try to make him safe. So hope you guys took something from this video. I hope it clarifies a few things. I don't know if it will, but I hope it does. So if you like this video, please like it, share it with your friends, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, because it does help the channel to grow. And a lot of people talk about my video quality too. Guys, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I film everything off my cell phone, and that's what it is. So until next time, guys, there will be another update video on this. I don't know if it'll be it going home or we will fix this car properly. So until then, see you at the next one. Thanks for watching.